Hello class 9. Let's learn about linear equation in two variables. Linear equation in two variables. A linear equation is an algebraic equation in which each term is either a constant or the product of a constant and a single variable. Linear equations can have one or more variables. The general form of linear equation is ax plus by plus c is equals to 0, where a, b and c are real numbers and a and b are not both 0. In the equation right over here is quite known to us because we already know about linear equations in one variable. But now we will learn about linear equation in two variables. The two variables here are x and y, and a, b and c are constant values. Since a and b are both associated with the variable x and y, therefore they are also known as the coefficient of the variables. A is the coefficient of x, b is the coefficient of y. For example, if we take the linear equation minus 2x plus 3y equals to 9, then we can divide this linear equation into three parts. Each of these parts are known as terms. Minus 2x plus 3y and minus 9 each are terms. Since the general form of the linear equation is ax plus by plus c is equals to 0, and in this equation we can see that on the right hand side we have a constant 9. That means it is not in the general form. Therefore, to bring it to the general form, we have to bring 9 to the other side, that is left hand side, and therefore this term will become negative, that is minus 9. Hence, the terms right here are as it is. Now, if we break down the terms, these consist of two parts. One, constants, and secondly, the variables. For minus 2x, minus 2 is the constant value and x is the variable. Minus 2 here is also known as the coefficient of x. Minus plus 3 is the coefficient of y, but since minus 9 is not associated with any variable, we will call it to be a constant value. Every linear equation involving two variables in the equation, a solution means a pair of values, one for x and one for y, which satisfy the given equation. For the equation 2x plus y equals to 5, we can put the value of x as 4. So considering the value of x as 4, let us rearrange the given equation in terms of y. So here we can see y is equals to minus 2x plus 5. We have got this from this particular equation. Now let us put the value of x as 4, and after solving it we are getting the final value of y as minus 3. So hence we can say the pair of values or the ordered pair which satisfies the linear equation in two variables is 4, minus 3. 4 being the x coordinate and minus 3 being the y coordinate. So what we can tell from here is that a linear equation in two variables will always have their solution in pairs of values. One will be for x, another will be for solution to linear equations in two variables. Let us consider the equation 5x plus 2y equals to 20. The equation's solution set is infinite because there are an infinite number of x and y's that make it true. So we will have different values of x for which different values of y will satisfy this equation, as a result of which we will get infinite number of solution sets. The solution sets are also known as ordered pairs in terms of coordinate geometry. So ordered pairs are listed with the x value first and the y value in the second position. For example, the ordered pair 0, 10 is a solution because if we put this particular values of x as 0 and y as 10, we will get the equation as 5 into 0 plus 2 into 10. Right over here, we can substitute the values of x and y. When we calculate the values, 5 into 0 is 0 plus 20, we will get the answer as 20. And the right hand side of the equation is 20. That means the ordered pair 0, 10 is a solution of this linear equation. Similarly, the ordered pair minus 2, 15 is also a solution because if we put or substitute the value of x as minus 2 and the value of y as 15 here, if we calculate, we will get the value as 20. That means the right hand side of the equation is the right hand side or the calculated value from the equation here after putting the values of x and y. Hence, we can say that a linear equation in two variables has infinitely many solutions. We have already seen two. We can try out many more solutions using tables to list solutions. For an equation 2x minus 3y equals to 12, we can list some solutions in the table like this. If we take the value of x as 0 and substitute in this equation, we will calculate the y to be minus 4. So we can write the value of x as 0 and y as minus 4 in the table. Similarly, we can take different values of x and for those we will get different values of y. After substituting the numbers here in the table for x and y which satisfy this given equation, we may also write down the list of the solutions in ordered pair. So, for the first example, we had 0, minus 4. So, that is the first coordinate. Second, 6, 0. So, the ordered pair is 6, 0. Similarly, 3, minus 2, 1.5, minus 3, minus 3, minus 6, minus 6, minus 8, and so on will also be the ordered pairs of solutions which satisfy this given equation. Now let us plot the ordered pairs on the Cartesian plane. First of all, we have to write down the scale at the top right corner, which is very important. For this particular graph, we have taken one small division is equals to 1 unit. Then we have to begin at the origin, then use the x coordinate to move to the right or left of the axis. From that position, we can move either in the positive or the negative direction according to the y coordinate along the y axis, and then place a dot to indicate a point on the plane. So, for example, 0, minus 4 can be plotted on the y axis in the negative direction. We can also plot 6, 0 on the x axis in the positive direction, and also minus 3, minus 6 can be plotted on the graph paper in the third quadrant like this. Remember to highlight the point which you are plotting. We can furthermore plot numerous points which satisfy the given equation. For example, 3, minus 2, 1.5, minus 3, minus 6, minus 8, and so on. As we can see, after plotting all the lines which satisfy this given equation, we can see there is a pattern of the points after plotting. So we can see all of them lies on a straight line. So we will join them using a straight line, and we will indicate that the pattern continues by placing arrows on the line. At the end, at both ends of the line, we should place the arrow sign, which means that the line is continuous in nature. As a result, every point in this line is a solution of the equation. So this is a graphical representation of the solutions of the linear equation, or rather the graphical representation of the linear equation 2x minus 3y equals to 12. Drawing linear equations in two variables on graph. So if we draw a linear equation in two variables on a graph paper, it would look something like this. The graph of the linear equation in two variables is a straight line. The x-intercept is the point where the line crosses the x-axis. So this line meets the x-axis at this particular point. You can follow the red dot here. Similarly, the y-intercept is the point where the line crosses the y-axis. So this line intersects the y-axis at this point. So this point is known as y-intercept, and this point is known as the x-intercept. On our previous graph, 2x minus 3y equals to 12, 6, 0 was the x-intercept and 0, minus 4 was the y-intercept. Lines parallel to the axis. In the graph over here, we can plot y plus y equals to 0. In terms of y, the equation will be y equals to minus 5. So if we plot it, starting from the origin, we can come down to minus 5. 1, 2, 3, 4 and minus 5. So right here is y equals to minus 5. So when we extend the line like this one, that means for each value of x, we will get the value of y as minus 5. For example, if we take x equals to 0 in this equation, value of y will always remain minus 5. So the solution can be written as 0, minus 5. Similarly, for x equals to 1, we can also plot the value of x as 1. Since there is no term as x, so we can simply write the y will be again minus 5. So similarly, the second solution will be 1, minus 5, followed by 2, minus 5, 3, minus 5, 4, minus 5. In the negative direction, minus 1, minus 5, minus 2, minus 5, and so on. So whatever be the value of x, y will always remain constant as minus 5. In such cases, we can say this line formed is parallel to the x-axis. The x-axis itself has the equation y is equals to 0. So when y is equals to 0, all the points of x, if it is for all values of x, y will constantly remain 0. So in that case, we will actually plot the x-axis. So any line which is in the form y is equals to some constant, maybe positive or negative, it will always be parallel to the x-axis. Similarly, x equals to 3 can be plotted like this, which will be parallel to the y-axis. So here we can see for all values of y, the value of x will remain constant. So the points which lies here is 3, 0, then 3, 1, 3, 2, 3, 3, then 3, minus 1, 3, minus 2, 3, minus 3, and so on. So the line right here is parallel to the y-axis. So any line which is parallel to the y-axis can be written in the form is equals to x equals to a. So y equals to a is a horizontal line and x equals to a is a vertical line. This is a very common question in terms of x equals to 0 and y equals to 0. X equals to 0 is the y-axis itself and y equals to 0 is x-axis itself. Thank you everyone. Hope the video was helpful.